Good morning. It's time for lesson 61. I am the light of the world. Who is the light of the world except God's Son? This, then, is merely a statement of truth about yourself. It is the opposite of a statement of pride, of arrogance, or of self-deception. It does not describe the self-concept you have made. It does not refer to any of the characteristics with which you have endowed your idols. It refers to you as you were created by God. It simply states the truth. And so remember, when you're reading this, I am the light of the world, that's true for every single one of us. We are all the light of the world. So it's not an egotistical thing where one person is like, I am the light of the world, and like more special than anyone else. No, we are all the light of the world. We are all equally special and therefore not special. Yeah. Okay. To the ego, today's idea is the epitome of self-glorification, but the ego does not understand humility, mistaking it for self-debasement. So you might have met people before who felt like in order to be humble, they must not acknowledge what they really are or who they really are or ever take credit for anything. And that's not necessarily true humility. That's just somebody who is self-deprecating. So humility consists of accepting your role in salvation and in taking no other. It is not humility to insist you cannot be the light of the world if that is the function God assigned to you. It is only arrogance that would assert this function cannot be for you, and arrogance is always of the ego. So if you're saying there's no way I could be the light of the world, that is, in a roundabout way, arrogant is what they're saying. So the most humble thing you can do is accept what is real, what is true, accept that you are of love, accept that you are of light, and that your job in this world, all of our jobs, our only function, is to work through forgiveness to the point where we can be the light for ourselves and for those around us. True humility requires that you accept today's idea because it is God's voice which tells you it is true. This is a beginning step in accepting your real function on earth. It is a giant stride toward taking your rightful place in salvation. It is a positive assertion of your right to be saved and an acknowledgement of the power that is given you to save others. We all have a right to be saved. Remember, we're saved from our own negative thoughts, our own thoughts of unforgiveness, of worry, of fear, of doubt. That's what we're being saved from. And as each person wakes up from this misery and realizes that they are love and they're surrounded by love and they get to that place, then they are an example for those around them. They are a light for those around them, and it is like this little deep, 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 deep ripple effect where one person goes, then they influence those around them, and they influence those around them, and so on and so on and so on until hopefully eventually we're all there. We're all in a place of love. That's the goal. You will want to think about this idea as often as possible today. It is the perfect answer to all illusions and therefore to all temptation. It brings all the images you have made about yourself to the truth and helps you depart in peace, unburdened and certain of your purpose. As many practice periods as possible should be undertaken today, although each one need not exceed a minute or two. They should begin with telling yourself, I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. Then think about these statements for a short while, preferably with your eyes closed if the situation permits. Let a few related thoughts come to you and repeat the idea to yourself if your mind wanders away from the central thought. Be sure to begin and end the day with a practice period. Thus you will awaken with an acknowledgement of the truth about yourself, reinforce it throughout the day, and turn to sleep as you reaffirm your function and your only purpose here. These 2 practice periods may be longer than the rest if you find them helpful and want to extend them. Today's idea goes far beyond the ego's petty views of what you are and what your purpose is. As a bringer of salvation, this is obviously necessary. This is the first of a number of giant steps we will take in the next few weeks. Try today to begin to build a firm foundation for these advances. You are the light of the world. God has built His plan for the salvation of His Son on you. It's on us. Our own salvation is completely dependent upon our own awareness, acknowledgement, our own waking up. And we are all connected. It's kind of interesting. I was understanding a bit more of how all connected we are, even just in the physical sense. My friend went to Beijing and she was saying that 25% of the pollution in Los Angeles is from Beijing. Who knew? Granted, a lot of what we buy is from there, so I guess we should bear the burden of the pollution as well. But it was interesting because Beijing just had a marathon race or something like that recently, and so they had all the factories turn off for a period of time. And I guess it took a few days to affect Los Angeles, but the last few days have been so clear. I have never seen so far as like I could see all the way to the ocean from this hill near my house, and I haven't seen that in a very long time. And I wondered, is that because Beijing turned off their factories? Maybe. So we're all connected. Even pollution, of course, affects everybody. We may not realize it so directly, but it does. And in the same sense, your mood, your outlook, your approach to life, that affects everyone as well. Think about when you're in a good mood versus when you're in a bad mood and what people do in response. How do they react? It has an effect. And the way you speak, the way you handle situations, it's always a direct reflection of where you are. So if you find yourself reacting really negatively, it's time to check in. Today I was trying to meditate. I was having a really hard time. I just felt really tired and kind of cranky. And I just thought, I just want to go on a hike. And so my higher self was like, so go on a hike. Go. Get to a place of appreciation. And I was walking with my dog in this area, and there were so many flowers and just we didn't see any wildlife. We saw some birds, but we saw a lot of beautiful plants. And that's what I needed. I needed that to help me find that place of appreciation and get to that higher vibration and place of love in order to feel connected. So, sometimes it's sitting and thinking, and sometimes it's getting out there. You just have to feel what's right for you and acknowledge where you are. So your only function is to be the light of the world. The best way for you to be the light of the world is to be at a high vibration, is to be in a place where you are feeling filled with love. So you need to figure out, how do you get there? For me, definitely nature, spending time with my dog. If that isn't working, then I probably am holding on to some things that I need help to let go of. Experiences, memories, whatever, something that's making me feel dark. But we need to feel light. We need to feel happiness. So finding what really makes you happy, that's what's going to help you fulfill your function as the light of the world. And it changes from moment to moment. Going on a hike right then was what was going to work for me. Sometimes it's going to the gym and working out. Sometimes it's having a delicious meal. Sometimes it's taking a nap. You just have to check in and feel it out and what do I really want to do right now? Maybe that's what you need to go do. All right? So, we are the light of the world. I will see you for lesson 62.